The Awakening of the God Killer. Gohan versus Goku at Zeno's palace. The immense corridor of Zeno's palace was plunged into an unearthly silence. The golden columns reflected a soft light that seemed to come from nowhere, while the polished floor showed the distorted reflection of approaching figures. Gohan, now completely consumed by Akumo's essence, advanced with firm steps, each one resounding like a war drum. His beast form was even more intimidating under the ancient influence. Denser muscles, bestial eyes without compassion, the black aura mixed with red flames vibrating around his body as if the air itself refused to touch him. At the end of the corridor, in front of the massive gate that led to Grand Zeno's room, stood Goku. He stood motionless, arms relaxed at his sides, but his eyes lacked their usual carefree gleam. There stood Son Goku, serious, calculating his opponent's every move. "Move out of the way, Kakarot," Gohan's voice echoed, laden with Akumo's deep, ragged tone, reverberating as if spoken by more than one entity. Today, the balance of power shifts forever. Goku sighed lightly, closing his eyes for a moment. "Gohan, I don't want to fight you, but if you take one more step, there's no going back." The smile that formed on Gohan's face wasn't that of a son nor a warrior. It was a predator facing prey he thought was cornered. Without warning, he disappeared in a blur, appearing in front of Goku with a swipe of his claw, his sharp nail channeling dark energy. The initial impact was thunderous. Goku blocked with his forearm but was pushed back, sliding several meters. Gohan Akumo's strength was beyond anything he had felt from his own son. Goku responded with a swift dash, instantly activating complete Ultra Instinct. His silver hair lit up, and his body movement became fluid, dodging a barrage of animalistic blows with the precision of an absolute master. For a few minutes, the metallic clang of exchanged blows and Kai blasts echoed through the palace, making the walls tremble. But as the fight continued, Goku noticed something unsettling. Each time he dodged or countered, Gohan seemed faster, more adept. It was as if Akumo was studying and absorbing every Ultra Instinct pattern. At a critical moment, Gohan grabbed him by the collar of his uniform and hurled him against one of the massive columns, which shattered into a cloud of golden dust. Goku slowly got to his feet, feeling the weight of the situation. Ultra Instinct, his most refined weapon, was beginning to lose its edge. "Kakaroto," Akumo said through Gohan, walking calmly through the dust. "Even the supreme power of the angels is fragile before my essence. You already know that." Goku closed his eyes for a second, taking a deep breath. When he opened them again, his gaze was different, determined. "So, I guess I have no choice." Suddenly, Ultra Instinct's silver aura dissolved, replaced by an intense, deep blue energy that seemed to distort the space around him. The ground shook, and small fissures opened beneath his feet. His skin took on a slightly brighter hue, as if illuminated by an inner light, and his hair turned completely white, but now surrounded by a blue halo that seemed to burn like heavenly fire. "That," Gohan muttered, his eyes narrowed, "isn't a form I'm familiar with." "It's not meant to be known," Goku replied, his voice deepening and thick. "This is the God Killer, a power that not even the gods of destruction fully understand." The pressure in the air intensified to unbearable levels. Even Gohan, with all of Akumo's power, felt the weight of Goku's presence. In an instant, the Saiyan moved, and the impact of his advance shattered the sound barrier multiple times, closing the distance between them in the blink of an eye. "I'll stop you here, Gohan," Goku said, staring closely at his son, his hands steady and ready for the final clash. In the dense silence that followed, only the distant sound of Zeno's throne echoed, as if time itself held its breath to watch. What would come next? The past of Akumo and Zalama. Beerus's world was silent. After Goku and Gohan crossed to Zeno's palace, the god of destruction sat on his floating platform, his gaze fixed on a distant point in space. Whis stood nearby, watching, his master with an attentive expression. It was rare to see Beerus silent for so long. "You seem Troubled, Lord Beerus, Whis commented, breaking the silence. Beerus didn't answer right away. His eyes narrowed, and in a low voice, almost as if speaking to himself, he muttered, "Akumo. It's been a long time since I heard that name. I thought it was lost forever." Whis turned his head, curious. "Has it been that long?" Beerus sighed and rested his elbow on his knee, staring into space as if trying to cross the ages. "Long before Goku or Vegeta were even born. Long before I became this universe's god of destruction. There was a battle that nearly erased everything we know. The distant past. The sky of a colossal planet burned with golden flames. Floating mountains were shattered by waves of energy, and the very space around them was distorted like cracked glass. At the center of this chaos, two imposing figures faced two enemies, whose presence alone could collapse star systems. On one side, Beerus, younger but already emanating the energy characteristic of a god of destruction, fought alongside Belmod, the god of destruction of Universe 11. Both were exhausted, but determination burned in their eyes. On the other side, like a pillar of living darkness, stood Akumo, his tall body covered in black organic armor with pulsing red lines, as if blood and energy were mingling. His eyes were two crimson suns, cold and calculating. Beside him hovered a majestic golden entity, its form difficult to comprehend, so grandiose. Zalama, the creator of the superspheres, radiating a divine power that made space tremble. Belmod dodged an attack that cut a continent in half and shouted to Beerus, "If they activate the superspheres here, the entire balance between the universes will collapse. I know that." Beerus replied, dodging a blow from Akumo that created a vacuum in the air. "But it's not exactly easy to stop them." Akumo dashed forward like lightning, blocking Beerus's path with a palm strike that released a blast of pure demonic energy. "To my king, you think you can stop the inevitable?" His voice was deep, reverberating in multiple tones. "Zalama and I don't seek destruction. We seek dominion. And once we have the superspheres under control, not even Xeno will be able to stop us." Zalama, with an almost serene tone, added, "The universe doesn't need a childish king. It needs order. We will bring that order, whatever the cost." The words echoed like a sentence. Beerus felt a shiver run down his spine, not from fear, but from instinct. He knew he was facing not just brute force, but two wills as unshakable and ancient. As time itself, the battle continued for what seemed like eternity. Beerus and Belmod coordinated joint attacks, shattering chunks of the planet beneath their feet, while Akumo and Zalama counterattacked with perfect synchronization. Each impact shaped the battlefield, each clash of energy leaving scars in the fabric of reality. In a decisive moment, Belmod managed to strike Zalama directly in the chest with a sphere of destructive energy, forcing him to retreat for a few moments. Beerus took the opportunity to launch his Hakai at Akumo, but to his surprise, the attack was absorbed and converted into red energy, which Akumo returned with double the power. "Your power," Beerus said, almost in disbelief. "It evolves as you fight Akum-Soryu. Not only that, it adapts to yours. That's why you won't win." It was only thanks to a last-minute intervention, a call from Xeno that forced a break in the battle, that Akumo and Zalama were contained, but not destroyed. Both disappeared into the rifts of the multiverse, leaving behind only rumors and the fear etched in the hearts of the gods who faced them. Back to the present. Beerus closed his eyes, the memory still vivid. If Akumo really is back, and now using Gohan's body, that means Zalama might not be that far away. Whis maintained a calm demeanor, but his eyes showed that he understood the gravity of the situation. And if Zalama returns, the super spheres could become the ultimate weapon against anyone. Beerus stared into space again. "I hope Goku knows what he's getting into, because if he doesn't, it could be the end of not just our universe, but everyone's. To be continue." Enjoying the story? Then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I'm Mr. Kakarot and see you in the next video. Bye.